So we can add persons, show people, but the problem is that when we run this program again, nothing is in database. And well, database is wrong if we can't load anything from it here, right? Because it's only in a temporary variable right now. It's not working good. Because of it, we should create a database inside, for example, a file. We'll store people inside the file. So, how to do it? Well, firstly, we should create a function. So, save people to file. We should invoke that function and we'll add it to the menu. Save people to file. And let's invoke it. Case 3. Save people to file. Break. And at the end, we should run save people to file. Implement function at the end. Okay, so we should open the file for saving. What library we should use for opening the file for saving? Output file stream. We can use file stream, but output file stream is used only for putting something inside. So I think it would be a good idea to use that one. And we can call it, for example, database text. We should also include the file stream here library, because otherwise it will not work at all. We should check if the file opened properly. So file is open. If file is open, then do something good. Otherwise, send to the output that I couldn't create database or save to database. If file is open, we should not forget to close the file. And now we can save something to it. How we would like to save things to the file? I think we should save them by like we showed them. So we should send their name, surname, age, and telephone. Name, surname, age, and telephone. And after it, when we want to load something from the file, we will do the same. We will read name, surname, age, and telephone. We will know that each of row inside the file would represent the person. Each four rows would represent the person, right? So let's just insert it inside. How to do it? I think it would be a good idea to use the loop like here, but this time we are writing inside the file, not to the output. So just send everything inside the file, but well, we do not need the labels here. They are not needed inside, because we are not reading a file as a user, but it will be read by computer. So we are inserting inside this thing. I think we should also insert at the start of the file how many people are saved inside. How many people are saved in database, because we can use later that variable to load people from database, right? Okay, so let's check if it's working fine. So people in database, is everything here right? Nope, we should have here only one enter, end of line character. Let's run the program. Let's add a few people. So for example, myself, and for example, John Smith, and add a person that has so cool name like that. Show all people. As you can see, it's working fine. Save people to file. Now I'm closing the file. When I open it here, as you can see, we have got here now a database with each 4 rows representing what a new person. And at the beginning, we have got how many people are here. Because we know how many people are here, now we can read the file until we read 3 of them. Or we can at least show how many people are in database without reading all the file, right? So it's easier to read at the beginning that, hey, there are 3 people in the file. You don't need to read later all the people. Then going through all of them and checking how many of them were inside, right? Okay. So, show people at person, and we would like to load from the file. So load people from file. Cout for load people from file. Case 4. And let's implement it at the end here. So how to load? We'll use input file stream because it is the library created only for taking things from. So let's create a file. Well, let's open the file, sorry. We just call database text. And we don't need to add any flags here like we didn't add here, because flags in input file stream by default is what? The input flag. So we can just read from it. And again, if file is opened properly, then we can do something. Otherwise, we can say that the file database text doesn't exist. End line. Okay, but if it exists, then I would like to load to people in database. How many people are there? People in database. Because the first guy here, the first line represents how many people were in database, right? And now, if people in database is bigger than 0, because maybe there was nobody inside, then do something. Otherwise, send to the output database is empty. And now we should take everything from the file. We can do it 2 different ways. For example, we can create a for loop, and we can go to all of the people inside. So we can do it the same like it was done here. But right now we'll just change where we want to put things from. So we'll just put it that way, and it should work. So when you run the program, there is no operator like that. Of course, we should delete the end line characters here, because we're just taking things from file, and we can take something from file and put inside in one line. So now everything works fine. When I click 4, as you can see, we have 3 people in database and we can see them. Pretty cool, isn't it? We should inform that people were loaded fine. Properly, maybe. And it's been loaded. Okay, so we have got people inside our temporary memory, but you can use other solution. For example, you can do why you haven't read the file yet. So we are using the flag that is representing end of file, and we can do the same inside. But before it, we should create the I here. Load the people, and as you can see, it's also working? Nope, it's not working. Oh, okay. It's a good idea. It's good that I didn't work because, well, you could also make a mistake like that. Now it did work. 4. And as you can see, everything works fine. Why didn't it work before? Because we all the time were trying to put all people into only one person, right? So that's why it didn't work. We had all the time 0 here. We should increase the I here each time we run that loop, right? Okay, so now we can load people. Our program is getting better and better. Now let's create something even harder. How to search through our database. Search database. Search for a person. Case 5. And let's implement the function. So we want to search the database now. We should check if there is anybody in database, because why should we look for something that doesn't exist? So if people in database is bigger than 0, then do something. Otherwise, say that there is nobody in database. What do you want to look for? People in database is greater than 0, so now we can look for somebody. I think we can look for somebody by using, for example, name. So cout, type a name of person you want to look for. Oh, something like that. String name. Cin name. And now how to look for somebody. I think we could just go through all of the people inside the array and just check if that name is equal to the name that we type here. So for integer I equals 0, when I is lower than how many people are in database, then I++. And now if the name that was typed here is equal to the name of one of the person that we are looking through, then we can just show it. We could break here if we find the guy and do not look for other people, but there can be 2 people or 3 people with the same name, so we should go through all the people, unless, for example, we could ask for a second parameter and ask him how many people you want to see or something like that, right? But well, we will just show every person with the same name. Okay, so how to show it? I think we should just use the thing that we already created so we do not lose our precious time. So bam. Let's just show it by sending to the output person name, surname, agent, telephone with the array here, right? Bam. Search for a person. Well, first we need to load everything, show all people. I would like to find a John, so search for a person whose name is John. As you can see, person index is 2, John Smith, everything works fine. Search for myself. Hello, here I am. Everything works fine. We can add another person, for example, myself again, will be duplicated here. And oh, damn. I need to run the program again because I didn't load the file first. You can also load the file at the beginning. So load people from file if you want to. So we don't need to load it at the start each time. As you can see now, people has been loaded properly, number of people in database, show all people. As you can see, everybody are there. Now add a person, bam, show all people, and now we can save people to file. We could save it also automatically if we wanted to, but maybe it's not good always because somebody could make a mistake, and maybe it's good idea to allow somebody to save when he wants to save. Okay, so we are saving, and now we want to look for Arkadiusz, and as you can see now we have two people like that, and it's showing both records. So everything works fine. Okay, so we can search the database. How to remove people from database? That's the question. So void remove person from database. Cout remove person from database. Case 6, remove person from database break. Bam. And now we should implement it. Okay. And again, if people in database is bigger than 0, then we have somebody to remove. Otherwise, what do you want to remove here, right? So there is nothing to remove. What do you want from me? Do you want to take nothing from me? Okay. So for example, let's remove person by index. Let's take index from somebody. So who do you want to remove? Type index. End line and C in index. Let's create that variable here. Now we should check if index is, well, if people in database is bigger than index, because if it's not bigger than, we can remove something that doesn't exist. Well, it should be greater on equal to index, because, well, if we, for example, wanted to remove the person with index 1, we'll type here 1, and 1 person in database is not greater than 1, it's equal to 1. So in the situation when we have only one person in database, we would have a problem. Okay, so now we could send to the output. There is nobody like that. Now how to remove it? It's a good question. Let's look at our database here. Let's, for example, delete this guy. How to do it? When I delete this thing and do something like that, as you can see, well, we moved all the records after John Smith to that place here, right? So we could just do something like bam, 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 bam. Well, I'm showing you how program can do it, right? Something like that. Why not? Okay, let's go back to the beginning of the file, like that. And let's do it by using the program. So let's use the for loop, and let's create a key temporary variable which will start from index. And when the key is lower than people in database, increase key. Now you must ask why we initialize that variable here with index, not with 0. Because, well, look here, we don't care if we want to remove John Smith about people that were before. We want to just move these guys. Okay, that's why. And now we want to assign the guy to the person that we want to remove persons that are after him, right? People that are after him. How to do it? We should also remind ourselves that that index here is what? Is really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it is starting from 1, but the programmatically programmer knows that array starts from 0. Okay, so we should go into the people and do something like key minus 1 dot name equals people and the guy after it, so key dot name. Why like that? Because imagine that we have 4 people in our database, so this thing is what? 4. And somebody type 2. So we have got here 2. Is 2 lower than 4? Yes. So we are removing guy which is on position 2 minus 1, so 1. But because it is an array, it's really a second guy, so everything works fine. And we are assigning here a guy after it, a guy which isn't at 3rd place, so everything should work fine. Okay, so name, surname, age and telephone. Age and telephone. Bam. People has been loaded properly. Show all people. Let's remove a person from database. Let's remove myself. I had 1 index. Show the database. As you can see, I'm not here anymore. We should also remember that now we have 1 person less in our database, so we should what? We should people in database do something like that. Now let's run the program. Let's show all the people in database. As you can see, we have 4 people here. So let's remove a person, for example, myself. Show all the people. As you can see, I disappeared at least from the first index. Let's remove person from the database. Let's remove myself again, and now I do not exist. Oh well. But as you can see, as you can guess, right now it's not saving automatically. So when I load people from file, I am again back. So well, we could automatically just do something like save here. We could just invoke. Well, why not to try do it that way? So you know how to do it. We can just people in database save people to file. So we could just show all people. Let's remove a person. Let's remove myself. Show all people. Load people from file, and unluckily I do not exist anymore. Okay, so that's all in that lesson. Now we know how to create a mini database that is able to add, show people, save people, load people, search for people and remove people from a database. Thank you very much.